fucking hate that noise. All right, let's just turn that all the way down because I'm getting irritated. Anyway, sorry about that. I get notifications and it comes through my radio and it sucks. Anyway, this video right here is about something that needs to be talked about, okay, when it comes to wanting to be successful in the United States and being from the United States. Let me know if my audio is good. Give me a thumbs up if my audio is good. All right, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. My name is Shooter Brown, and you can follow me on Instagram at Shooter Brown. And yeah, so here's what it is. Okay, audio's good. All right, so here's what it is. I'm just gonna jump right into it. If somebody comes in here later and what's this video about, somebody in the comment section, just tell them. Okay. All right, so the point I'm trying to make with this video is this. The name of this video is Unlearning American Brainwashing and / Why Immigrants Are More Successful Than Most People. Okay, now, when I'm talking about immigrants, I'm talking about people, legal immigrants, all right? We're not gonna get on the whole, oh, they're more successful because they get free stuff when they get here, because it ain't true, all right? If they're illegal, they don't qualify for any benefits, and that's just a fact. And you should know that by now, and that's just what it is. Okay, if they have children that are born here, those children are American citizens, and they're entitled to every benefit that American citizens get. Adam, what's good? So here's what it is. Okay, when you talk about unlearning the American brainwashing, okay, when it comes to consumerism and things like that. All right, Muffin Man in the house. At some point, you have to come to a realization that the amount of the onslaught of commercials and this consumerism mentality that we're raised within our media and all these other things are contributing to something I call the American consumerism brainwashing objective. Okay, I need to come up with a shorter name, but that's just what I just made that up right now, but that's what I call it, because that's what it is. Okay, understand that from the time that you're born here in the United States, you are instantly hit with commercials, media, and people around you that have been brainwashed to the point where they want you to just buy stuff. Okay, you see it all the time. All right, the most successful people, they just buy stuff. Okay, they just buy stuff. But what I'm trying to explain to people today is that, am I talking too loud? Like, let me know, because I'm trying to gauge my microphone sensitivity. Okay, can you hear me at this level right here? I think I'm good at this level right here. All right, so here's what do you mean, Shooter? What are you talking about? What I'm talking about is the fact that we've been hit since birth by this onslaught of commercials and media and things that have ultimately guided us to be consumers. Okay, so unlearning this is key to understanding how to manage your money. All right, now, one person who's really into the minimalist, I'm not gonna buy anything unnecessary philosophy is my brother. Okay, I call him Sean, y'all call him Trucker Brown. All right, my little brother will not at this point, like, he's such a, you know, 10th level hobbit that he's just good in the rigs, you know what I mean? And by the rigs, I mean out in the middle of nowhere, in the truck, just whatever, right? He's just good, okay? He's not gonna spend money on paying rent. He's not gonna spend money on crazy, superficial belongings and things like that. He puts his money into what he wants to achieve. Total minimalist hobbit, right? And by a hobbit, I mean someone who just does that one thing. There's many different types of hobbits out there, okay? There's a mechanic or a forklift driver or something like that. To me, these people are hobbits, not because they're small in stature or they're not important, but they're focused and they do one thing, right? That's their thing. Your doctor, to me, is a hobbit because he's a specialist at something, right? He's like a body mechanic, okay? But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. We've been hit with so much consumerism that at the end of the day, we find what they call retail therapy to be a positive thing, but it's not. It's not. You're just spending your money to make someone else a little bit richer. And on a grand scale of 300 million people, or however many people live in this country, it's like to the point where the credit system is at a all-time high. People are in debt, all these things because we buy stuff. Think about it. When you get married, you got to buy a shiny rock, and I've seen people like take out loans and finance these things, and it's like, why do that? You see what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, okay? The women might be salty with me about this one because they're the beneficiaries of these shiny rocks. But I buy things that I can use, okay? So it's like I don't understand the diamond industry anyway, because I just feel like diamonds are inherently worthless to me because I don't drill anything that I need a diamond tip drill for. But as far as just to wear a shiny rock around my neck, I'm not interested, okay? Or to buy a shiny rock, okay? Me and the old lady, when we got married, we was at Zales, okay? I had about $20,000, and I was like, I'll give you an option. I'll buy you any ring in here that I can afford, okay? If you really, really want it. Or I can buy you a new car. Needless to say, she doesn't have a diamond ring. You see what I'm saying? Because I've explained to her that when you have things that you cannot use, then they are inherently worthless. That's just my opinion on things, and that's how I explained it, and she went for it, right? Ultimately, the car costs way more than the diamond ring, but it's way more useful, right? Brand new, fresh off the lot, Chevy, right? But the point I'm trying to make is this. The question that I want to answer tonight is, why are immigrants more successful than us, or the average person? Because they are not subjected, they got here from somewhere where they're not subjected to the onslaught of super consumerism, and they don't have that mind state, okay? They don't have that American brainwashing that says, hey, if I make $30,000, I'm gonna buy something shiny, okay? It's a caveman mentality, and we need to get out of it, all right? Because it's going to be to our detriment when it comes to our finances. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we will sit here and try to justify why we buy these shiny rocks, okay? I'm just gonna put all that into shiny rocks, okay? So you know what I'm talking about, okay? Why we buy these shiny rocks when if we'd have took that money and put it towards something that could have made us more money, you see what I'm saying? And we could have been better off, we could have been better off. And especially if you're in a position where you have to finance it, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that deep, okay? It's a rock, really, okay? It's a rock encased in metal. Like, relax, okay? When you can take that same $3,000 or $4,000, $10,000 that you financed to make payments on, all right, and you could have put that towards something that you could really use, okay? Or You could use it to help start a business. All right, that's another thing that we've been brainwashed about. Okay, how we generate income. We've been brainwashed to say, okay, well, I'm gonna go knock out 4 or 5 years of college, get into about $200,000 in debt, depending on what type of degree you want. I mean, granted, being a surgeon or excuse me, getting a bachelor's in business is way more expensive than an associate's in underwater basket weaving. But the point I'm trying to make is still the same. Okay, you could take that money, and I'm not saying don't get the degree. All I'm saying is make sure that you understand what you're getting into, because the student loan crisis that is going on right now is outlandish. Okay, and people get these degrees and all this other stuff with the same goals that us in the trucking industry get a CDL for. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna put it into perspective. The average trucker, owner, operator, or whatever, let's say an owner op, how much? I'm not even gonna come up with a number myself. You guys tell me, how much does an owner operator make a year, gross? This is what I want to know. I want to know, how much does an owner operator trucker makes a year gross? Okay, I'll wait. Don't worry. Because this is something that we need to talk about. All right, because there's a lot of people out here who aren't truckers. I'm not saying trucking is the end all be all for people, but it is a very lucrative industry. You see what I'm saying? Today, right now it is, at least. More so before now, but it's doing pretty well today. Okay, so let's see what's going on. All right, gross. I'm talking about gross. Okay, so gross, let's say owner operator got his LLC, all the stuff. All right, and how much does it cost to get that started? All right, okay, Jermaine says 100 grand, Rashid says 200 grand. Now think about this. Okay, let's just go with 100 grand just to make it easy, right? Because I suck at math and I'm not gonna do any, even though I just said that. Okay, but here's what I'm saying. You got people out here that are making $100,000 a year gross. Okay, I'm talking about gross, not talking about whatever, you know, take home. Even take home pay, you're still pushing about 60, 70 grand. Okay, but let's say gross. All right, about 120,000 a year gross. Okay, how long did it take you to get your CDL? And how much did it cost? Okay, now if you went through a company like a mega carrier where they train and everything like that, your CDL honestly probably didn't cost you anything monetarily, except the money for food and stuff like that to go to the school. Okay, so, and it took you about maybe 30 days to get your CDL. Let's say 30 days just to make it a round number, right? So in 30 days you can go to a mega carrier. Okay, cost you time. Corey's right. Okay, so let me get this right. I can make $100,000 gross. Okay. Now, okay, wait. Let's see what's going on right here. Gross ain't paying my bills, bro. If I pull 150 and only took home 80, that's a big difference. Okay, let's say that. Let's say 80 then. Let's break it down to 80 grand flat. All right, that's reasonable. Okay, because that's what a Walmart company driver would make, about 80 grand, right? UPS, whatever, right? How y'all doing? All right, now let's break this down. It took you about 30 days to get your CDL, okay? And if you went through a mega carrier, it probably took you about $0 in fees and all the stuff, right? Now, to start your LLC, the average mega carrier charge you what? I don't know, you know, because I got my LLC, but honestly, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I didn't even look at the cost because I felt like I don't care. You see what I'm saying? I'm about to start running. You know what I mean? But honestly, it didn't cost that much because I'd have noticed it, right? But the point I'm trying to make is this, is that you got people that are knocking out 4 or 5 years, solid, hard time schooling, to be $100,000 in debt to make $40,000 a year starting. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, Okay, 300. Let's say $300. Okay, Chicago Gorilla says $300 plus to get LLC started, but I look at that more as an investment. Okay, that makes sense. Somebody get this, whoever this person is, out of here. All right, so so the point I'm trying to make is this, right? $300 to start your LLC, $0 to get your license, about 365 days to run with the company to pay for your schooling, right? But you're making money in the process, and you're pulling about 80 grand flat, okay? Before obviously taxes and all the bullshit, right? There are people out here who are doing hard time in these colleges, and they're doing all this to make a game. Appreciate that, Adam. All that to make a game, to make a wage of about 40 grand a year starting. You see what I'm saying? 30 if they pick the stupid degree, right? This is the point I'm trying to make. And then they're $100,000 in debt. The brainwashing of the United States consumerism complex, and the fact that we're taught, go to school, then go to college, then find a good job, right? Okay, I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. I'm just letting you know what it actually is. Okay, let's talk about that. All right, you go to school, you knock out 12 years between kindergarten and high school graduation. Okay, roger that. You gotta learn how to be a person. Okay, cool. In this 12-year time period, okay, you learn it. Okay, boom, I gotta do this now. I gotta get into a good college. You stress out about your SATs and all the shit. Then you go to this college, you knock out 4 years of college, and it costs you a grip, okay? These colleges are a racket, all right, first of all, because any country that actually cares about their economy should actually provide the level of education needed to make sure that their people are educated and can compete on the world stage. But that's a whole nother topic, okay? Then they tell you, okay, well, you're not gonna go to college, you should go in the military. I did that, right? Got lost on the way to college. Ended up at a drill sergeant's place where I'm getting yelled at, right? Fort Benning, Georgia, where they turn boys into eaters of souls, okay? So let's think about that, all right? Now you're in debt. Let's go back. Now you're in debt, $100,000, and you're making 35, 40 grand a year starting. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Dangerous? You know, so it's like, at the end of the day, you're looking at all these costs to be in debt already. Now you don't, okay, let's say you graduated. You want to start your life, you're about 25 years old, okay? If you went to college fresh out of high school, you're about 24, 25 years old, all right? You're done, okay? Got your degree. Now you go work at some XYZ company, all right? You're sitting in your cubicle, you're at the bottom of the barrel, you're only making about 40 grand a year, and you're in serious debt. Now, you're 6 months at this job, guess who's calling you, okay? FAFSA or whoever it is that, Sally Mae or whoever it is that did your student loans, they're calling you to make these payments, all right? This is the brainwashing, and you think that this is normal. You think that this is how it's supposed to go. It's not. Because the people in the 1%, okay, like I said, I'm the type of person, look, if I want to get to where the rich people are, I got to watch what the rich people do. Okay, so now here's what I'm looking at now. Now I'm looking at the fact that, okay, I'm in debt, all right, I got a shit job, and I gotta live my life, right? So now I'm a tax-paying adult, all right, let's talk about the taxes, all right? Boom, now that you're working, you are the highest taxed person on the planet when it comes to business, okay? The person who pays the most taxes is the one who is doing the labor trading. Okay, selling your lifetime for money. You're making such and such an hour, right? Even if you're on salary, you're still a worker, and you're making the least amount of money, but you're paying the highest amount of taxes. Why do we think that this is normal? And then people will tell you, oh, you should just work hard. I'm gonna work hard for you for 30 years and get a retirement of $1,500, $2,000, let's say $3,000 a month, okay? Because with the rate of inflation and the high cost of housing, that means that your $3,000 a month is just gonna pay for your housing. and your bills at the house. You're not going on no expensive trips. You're not, you know, chilling really hard, nothing like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that single tax bracket, like my man said, the single tax bracket that people put themselves in. You're single, you're fresh out of college, you're working, you got 0 children. The government is spreading your cheeks. Know it when it comes to taxes. The IRS is taking it in there and is going deep with no lube because they think that you are at the bottom of the barrel. You see what I'm saying? So the point I'm trying to make is this. What up, Kelly? So the point I'm trying to make is this, is that, yeah, we were just talking about this. That's why I'm doing this video. Okay? So the point I'm trying to make is this, is that when immigrants come here though, okay, they come here legally, all the paperwork, blah, 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 before people start tripping. All right, I'm talking about people who come here the right way or whatever, right? They didn't jump a fence or dig a tunnel or none of the shit. They just came here and boom, their mind state is this. I want to own something. I want to start a business. You see what I'm saying? I want to own a 7-Eleven, a gas station, or something like that, something with their name on it so they can achieve the quote-unquote American dream. The people who are achieving the American dream in this country are not Americans because we are A, spoiled, okay, B, lazy, okay, and C, or if they're not lazy, they're working backwards. You're hustling backwards because you are, I'm not saying you guys personally, I'm saying in general, people are at the point where they're like, okay, I'm gonna work for, let's pick a company, UPS, okay? I'm gonna work for UPS, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna knock out my 20 years UPS or the military or whatever, and I'm gonna get my pension, my whatever it is that they're working toward, right? That pension is probably put into some BS 401k or whatever later on, you know what I mean, that they can draw from, right? Or maybe that's 2 separate things and I'm just stupid because I don't deal with none of that. I want all my money and I'll figure out what I can do with my money. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this, okay? I think that the point I'm trying to make is this. I think that once we start to unlearn what we've been taught and start looking at what the successful people do, we ourselves will be more successful. I'll be honest with you. I started trucking. I chose to start my LLC rather than be a company driver because A, I know that company drivers pay the highest taxes. B, I don't want to work for anyone, okay, because I don't work for Prime Inc. I work with Prime Inc. as a contractor, and they pay my company, and out of my company money, I pay me. You see what I'm getting at? It's very different tax bracket, very different everything, okay, because my write-off game is outrageous. But the point I'm trying to make is this. We have to unlearn this, okay, and somebody has to be the one to say it, all right? And I've listened to a lot of people say it, but we got to start teaching this, not just learning it ourselves. We got to learn it, we got to know about it, and then we got to teach our children this mind state. You see what I'm getting at? I don't even tell my kids that you need to grow up and get a job, work for 20 years, and then get a bullshit pension. That doesn't even make nonsense. You see what I'm saying? My thing is that I want to teach them to have a different mind state where they look at things differently than the status quo. Okay, because 98% of these people out here are customers of something. You know what I mean? Well, 100% are customers of something, but you get what I'm trying to say. There's a mind state of consumer and there's a mind state of providing the product for people to consume. You see what I'm getting at? Have the mind state of the business owner that says, hey, I can fulfill a service or provide a product that I can get low and sell cheap. Get low and sell higher. You see what I'm getting at? So we have to unlearn this. These immigrants don't have these things that we are burdened with. They come here, let's say they get here and they're 40 years old. They done saved up a couple grand, come to the United States, okay? They come here, they have no idea who your favorite rapper is. They have no idea who your favorite pop star is. They have no idea who your favorite athlete is, okay? So they don't have these injections or actor is. They don't have these injections of media throughout their lifetime to model their lives after. You see what I'm getting at? They come here with the mind state of, I barely speak the language in this motherfucker, but what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start something and I'm going to own it. Because they don't, first of all, I've met a few immigrants that didn't even know about the process that we have to go through that we have to go through, but we are taught. They're like, wait, y'all don't just own stuff? I'm like, a certain few do, but the majority of us are just labor traders, you know? And he was dumbfounded. He was like, if I was born here and I said, if you was born here, you'd be a labor trader too, because you'd be stuck under this regime thought process that's been ingrained into our parents and their parents and their parents, that the thing to do is go to school, go to college, pay off your student loans while you're working, work for 30 years, start a family, and all these things do not make you any money. You see what I'm getting at? They come here with a different mind state. They say, I want to own, I don't want to work at the 7-Eleven. I want to see how I can buy one. This is the different mind state. And while you're sitting there hating on Habib and them, I know that's kind of racist, but I'm just saying, I'm just picking a name. While you're hating on Habib and them for being, oh, every time I go in here, it's always some foreigner behind the Don't think that that person is, appreciate the super chat. Don't think that that person is not the owner or the person related to the owner or something like that, trying to create generational wealth. You see what I'm saying? I got a $10 super chat from 302J. I ain't trying to die young, so I gotta ride with one. Still 10 toes down in my Balenciagas. He ran down on a nigga, and that's shot cold hard. What are you talking about? Okay, thanks for the super chat. I have no idea what you're talking about right now. Okay, sorry. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. Okay, they have a different mind state, and while we look at the person at the counter and try to judge that person, understand what is happening right in front of your face. Okay, you go to all these. Think about this. It happens so often that it's a stereotype. Okay, you go inside the convenience store. There's a foreigner or someone not from here behind the counter, whether they're Korean or some Middle Eastern person or something like that. But what you're not understanding and what you're not seeing while you're judging that person is the fact that they have a business that they're trying to run and you're trying to work somewhere. This is the mind state that we were taught. Work somewhere, get a good job, I don't want a good job. I want a successful business or successful businesses, and I want to start and maintain profitable investments. These are the things that we have not been taught. You see what I'm saying? So, what's up, Emmanuel? This is what this video is about today. All right? Think about these things. When you look around, I'm trying to open your eyes to see the bigger picture. Okay? Because while you're sitting there on your high horse thinking America is so super great, okay, then why aren't you super great with it? Okay? Why are we just workers? You see what I'm getting at? Why? And I'm not talking about, because everybody probably could. Everybody has the opportunity to, okay? Because I just watched a guy turn 1 penny into 15 grand on YouTube. You see what I'm saying? Like, it is possible. So everybody has the same 24 hours in a day, all right? The point I'm trying to make is this. Stop hating and start asking yourself, how can I be like that guy? You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with the military-industrial complex. Let's get this out the way, okay? Because I am indeed a veteran, and I know a lot of veterans, all right? First of all, they pick from the poor, okay? Think about all the military but recruiting centers that are in poor places, because they want people who need a job, B, are ingrained with this, I'm gonna join the military and go do this, okay? And I'm not hating. What's up, Sar? I'm not hating, but the point I'm trying to make is this, okay? Soldiers don't make no money. This is the point I'm trying to make. Why do you think there are so many veterans that are either truckers or something like that, okay? This is what I'm saying. I'm a Black Ops 2, okay, this guy. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is this, all right? We have to get out of that mind state that our only options, I'm not saying don't go to the military, okay? I'm a veteran. I love the Army, all the shit. But the point I'm trying to make is this, though. The mind state of the masses is that we go out and, you know, wave the flag, all the shit, right? We go kick in somebody's door, We get messed up over there, and then we come back here. I was homeless in D.C. You know who else was homeless in D.C.? 100,000 other veterans. Maybe I didn't count them. I'm just saying, like, a lot of other veterans. You see what I'm saying? We come back here and we have nothing. You see what I'm saying? We have nothing to show for it, you know, except bad credit, a divorce, and probably some child support. You see what I'm saying? Are we motivated? Yeah, you know, and we put on our veterans hats and we walk around and da 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 da. But at the end of the day, we got bamboozled, because at the end of the day, we weren't making the money that was made off the work that we did. That's why you see veterans and they're like, man, I'm about to do contracting, because they were over there and they saw some dude in a L3 Communications polo and some khakis, and he was making 3 times as much money as the soldier was over there. Are you understanding where I'm getting at? You understand what I'm saying now? So it's this kind of mentality that's been ingrained into us. Okay, I'm not saying don't go to the military. I'm saying before you give up 20 whole years of your life for 45, 50 grand a year, okay, understand something, all right? That this time that you're selling, okay, we're not, there are people over there in these war zones that are making money hand over fist, and they don't have a uniform on. You see what I'm saying? Apocalypse says 65K debt. You see what I'm saying? $65,000 to get what? You know, at the end of the day, some appreciation, you know, bad dreams and maybe lose your life or a limb or something like that. Like, listen to what these people tell you. Don't get me wrong, I understand duty, honor, all the shit. But this shit has turned into, and always has been, big business. You understand? That's why the rich aren't allowed to go into the military. Period. There's a cap of how much money you can be worth to where you are allowed to go in, and that is a fact. You better Google it. I had a friend of mine, he was in the military next to me at Fort Irwin, California. His folks died and left him $4 million, and he got kicked out because he had too much money. They do not want the rich in the military. The going say-so is that, oh, well, when you have that kind of money, you know, it's a security risk. You see what I'm saying? You might not follow orders, or, you know, you might get over there somewhere and you be like, I ain't got to do this, whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is that there's a reason for that. You see what I'm saying? There is a reason for that, because the poor are expendable, and I'm sorry, but that is a fact. Okay? They will fold your flag, put your ass in the ground, let off a 21 shot volley, rifle volley, okay? And it's over. You know? It is over for you. And your family's in destitute, most likely after that. You know? I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying know what you're getting into before you do it. Okay? And before you spend 20 years of your life doing it, understand that those 20 years could be made being very profitable, could be spent being very profitable for your existence. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. The consumerism, all right, and this mind state of work for someone, and all these things are in direct contradiction of what the actual American dream is. Because what do they say? Work real hard and you can own your house. That's it? That's all I get? Is a house and some land? That's it? That you take money from me every year to own? That's it? That's all I get? Meanwhile, someone who has a different mind state, they come to this country and they want to own something, they get into business, real estate, da 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 da, okay? And now they own your house, your neighbor's house, the house next to that one, the store down the street, the supermarket, the doggone, what do you call it? The shopping center. And they're really living the American dream, and they're not even American. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying be pissed off. I'm saying look at the big picture. You see what I'm saying? And if I'm wrong and you disagree, feel free to comment. But the point I'm trying to make is that at the end of the day, you know, we got to do better as a in the masses, as thought processes. You see what I'm saying? We're on the precipice of a brand new paradigm shift in the financial market, and nobody's paying attention to it. But I can tell you what, though, I bet you some of y'all can tell me what Cardi B wore to whatever it is she just went to for somebody's birthday party. I bet you guys can tell me, you know the names of songs and you know doggone the people who sing them, you know your favorite actor, but you don't know money. You understand? You got to stay woke out here. These people want us to be asleep, because when we are asleep, we are just drones out here. We are just workers. We are slaves to the mentality. Okay? We're not slaves literally, but we're slaves to the mentality of do this and work for 30 years and get this pension. Da 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 da. It's horrible. And then these people, what happens is you work for this. What about those people who lost everything in that Enron action? Or these people who work all this time for these companies and then the company folds. There's no pension to be had from a company that doesn't exist. You see what I'm getting at? This is the point I'm trying to make. Put your hard-working brain power to work for your benefit, not someone else's gain. You know? We have to unlearn these things, because without these limits on our psyche, we are unstoppable. Okay? We are unstoppable out here. We're living in a country where if you knew how to play the game, there's no excuse for not being successful. You know? Apocalypse says, not gonna lie, my retirement and disability pension has me sitting fat. All the tax-free incentives are crazy too. I'm not hating on that. You know, if you're 100% disabled or you're retired from the military, you're doing very well when it comes to your tax-free incentives on post and things like that. But in the grand scheme of how much money you are making and how much money you could be making, this is the point. I don't get me wrong, I'm 100% myself, you know, but I know one thing, that 100% is not gonna have me sitting at the crib. You see what I'm saying? That little $3,400 a month just pays the bills, period. Everything else I want to do, I gotta hustle for it. Everything else I want to achieve, I gotta hustle for it, period. Because what people fail to realize about military pay and things like that is just one step above welfare. Let's just keep that real with the amount of money that you get for BAH, BAS, okay, your medical. That's comparable to food stamps, TANF, and Medicaid. Half the time is I'm not even gonna get on the VA. But the point I'm trying to make is this. All right? Certain things should be taught in schools that they're not teaching us because they don't want us to know. You understand? Think about if you had all these people who understood the money in the tax code. You see what I'm saying? Think about that. If people knew the tax code for real, then it would be a no-brainer to start an LLC with, even if you had a job, right? You start an LLC and then you switch over to working for yourself, and now you're in a different tax bracket. If everybody in the United States did that, you wouldn't have no time between your car shaking because there'll be so many potholes. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Don't the schools the only ones teaching our kids? Don't let the schools be the only one teaching our kids. Yeah, the schools aren't teaching you anything about money. Ask Robert Kiyosaki, he'll tell you that right now. You see what I'm saying? This is the point I'm trying to make, okay? It's the mind state, okay? You're not at a disadvantage because of where you are. This is the United States. You can do what you want, right? But they tell you things to make you want to do things that are detrimental on the back end. You see what I'm saying? You got to watch that back end, okay? That after that 20 years, that after that 30 years working at this company. You see what I'm getting at? And there are people who will tell you this. Look, talk to your old folks. Talk to your old folks. They'll tell you, oh, you only got to work hard. No, you don't. No, you don't, because there are people who work hard as hell and they don't have nothing to show for it. And guess what? I'm one of them. You're one of them. We don't have nothing to show for all the work we did before we started our businesses. We have nothing to show for these things because we didn't gain anything. We made someone else some money. All the products and stuff that we moved around and fixed, or the services that we provided, working for someone else only increased someone else's net worth, not our own. We sold our time. Think outside the box, okay? And the box is the American brainwashing that we get every single day from these commercials, okay? I ain't gonna lie to you. There's probably a commercial being cut into this video. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. Let's go to chat. Mob Trucker says, should have 3 different LLCs for 3 different businesses. The funny thing is, being in corporate America is how I learned to never have so much money in one place because of taxes. You see what I'm saying? Manuel says, that's why I'm nervous to do this leasing thing, because of taxes. Well, with a good CPA, your tax game will be together, okay? And, you know, based on your financial situation, because I'm gonna be honest with you, here's the balance. There's a balance between leasing these trucks, running this money through your LLC, and being able to provide for your family and still pay these taxes. You see I'm getting at? There's a real thing. That's why your deduction game got to be together. You understand? That's why you have to understand what can be written off and write off everything on that list. Period. Because if not, the government and the IRS will spread your cheeks. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Like Adam said, you keep all your receipts. You do everything that you need to do to make sure that if you make $100,000 gross, okay, you make $100,000 gross, but you spent, I mean, if you're leasing most likely through a mega carrier or something like that, you're paying damn near $1,000 a week for your truck lease. Okay, so that's $52,000 out the gate that you can deduct. Okay, plus fuel and anything else related, food, per diem, and all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? So is like, that's what it is. Is people, let's go to chat. What did he say? He said, what do most people look over on write-offs? Everything. You'd be surprised. Every day that you're out here, you're working. You're working your food, okay? Your fuel, you're getting your truck fixed, that tool you had to buy, that extra set of keys. All these things are business write-offs. You understand? Everything, for the most part. You know. You go out here and you're chilling for a 34-hour reset and you buy a beer, well, you know, you can't really write that off. You know what I mean? You know, Swifty says, love the info you provide. Wish I had some Bitcoin for you. Hey, I wish you had some Bitcoin for me too. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is what I'm saying. You know, all these things can reduce. So let's say you write off $60,000 worth of stuff. That means that the only thing that is taxable is that remaining $40,000. You see I'm getting at? Now somebody correct me if I'm wrong. All right, is that remaining $40,000? So let's say you're paying whatever the percentage of tax is for businesses. Okay, I should know, but I suck at everything, so don't take my word. All right, but understand this. Okay, first of all, consult your tax professional, because I'm not that guy. Know it. But here's what my rudimentary understanding of it is that what you use to buy Bitcoin at XRP, Coinbase, so, or Robinhood, or anything else really, because there's a lot of apps out there. But me personally, I would suggest Coinbase or Robinhood. But that's off topic. What I'm saying is this: is that after you do all these write-offs, that percentage that they can take off, it comes out of what can't be written off. You see what I'm saying? That 40,000. Okay, so let's say it's 10%. I don't even know if it's 10%. Let's say it is 10% though, by some, you know, magic juju sky opening up, and it's 10%, right? So thanks, Adam. So if you made 100,000 gross, that 10% would be $10,000. Okay, but if you can only tax 40,000, that 10% is only $4,000. You understanding what I'm getting at? Once you understand the write-off game, then you'll understand how these governments, all these businesses are making money hand over fist. And the first thing people say do is tax the rich, tax the rich. Well, guess what, homie? The rich don't pay taxes. They don't, because they don't own anything. Their businesses own things. Okay, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, yeah, those cars that he rides around in and says that he owns, it is a business expense and it's a write-off. Okay, because his image is a business expense also. So understand that when you talk about these superstars and these mega rich people, look, mega rich people don't own shit. they either lease it or they buy it through their business, and it's a business expense. Amazon paid $0 in taxes. That is outrageous. You see what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. That's why when I buy, I'm gonna buy my wife a truck, okay, a Tahoe or a Yukon or some kind of truck, SUV, right, or a pickup truck or whatever. I'm gonna put that under my business. That way, that whole truck note and everything that goes with it, the lease payment or whatever I choose to do, it's a write-off for my business. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Once you understand how these rich people are moving around behind the scenes, you'll see the facade of the bullshit that they put out. You see what I'm getting at? All this stuff, these shiny rocks, they're not paying. That's a business expense, bro. And while you busting your ass at Walmart trying to buy that same stupid shit and pay for it personally, they're laughing their way to the bank because they got all that written off. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes they make so much money that they have to buy something under the business so they can offset the taxes. This is deep. Okay? This is, get a shovel, get an e-tool, and we're going into this rabbit hole tonight. This is deep. This is what I'm saying. You have to unlearn the bullshit that you see on TV. Okay? These commercials are there to do one thing. Why they call commercials? Because they are there trying to sell you something. That's why I don't watch TV, period. I don't. Everything I consume, I get on demand offline. Well, online. I get it off the internet. Okay? Whether it's Netflix, HBO now, Prime Video. I watch what I want to watch, so I'm not bombarded. I even pay my money to YouTube, so I don't see any commercials through them, while somebody else watching a commercial right now through this video. I pay the $9.99, so I ain't got to see it, hear it, or want anything strange, because they know what I want and they are good at showing it to me, just like they're good at showing it to you. These algorithms, okay, is for that reason. When you click on something, okay, I'm gonna tell you how deep this rabbit hole goes. Okay, bam, tinfoil hat time. They are listening to you through your cell phone. Have you ever been talking to somebody about something and the next thing you know, an ad for that is on your Facebook feed? Weird shit. You see what I'm saying? They are outside of the box, getting inside of your brain so they can get inside of your wallet to take some money out, to offer you some bullshit that you 9 times out of 10 don't need. Okay? I wear Walmart t-shirts and 511 pants or Walmart jeans or whatever. The most expensive thing I have is these pair of Vapor Maxes, and I'm pissed off that I paid $200 for them, even though they are super comfortable. But now that I think about it, I'd have been better off buying more Bitcoin and buying another pair of $34 Walmart boots that I love so much. Okay? I can't even reach my Walmart boots, but they're in here somewhere. Okay? I'm a messy person. That's why I got the curtain closed, because I don't want my bullshit to distract you. Okay? But this is the point I'm trying to make. All right? These immigrants, they'll come here. They don't need no new Timberlands. They don't need no new Nikes. They don't need no new Adidas. They don't need no new nothing. Name brand. They'll be like, why would I do that when these sandals over here are $10? Why would I pay $200 for some shoes when I can get some at Walmart for $30? Because they don't have the brainwashing that we have been subjected to through generations. Because this is not new. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been thinking about getting a truck, and now trucks are popping up on my phone. Now, I don't know if they can hear what you're thinking, okay? But you never know. You know, I don't know how deep that rabbit hole goes. Don't get me started, because I'll look it up. But the point I'm trying to make is this. If you say it out loud, your microphone can hear you, and guess what? It starts popping up on your phone. You've been on your phone, and you're talking, da-da-da-da, ooh, I want to learn underwater basket weaving, you know? Straight up. I want to do scuba diving, origami, some underwater basket weaving, and scuba dived origami is gonna pop up on your phone out of nowhere. And I don't even know if those are real things. I just made that up. The underwater basket weaving I got from my drill sergeant, but you know, or my platoon sergeant. But yeah, this is what I'm saying. Okay, they are good at finding information. Why do you think Facebook is so huge? Because they're making so much money off the ads. Okay? You scrolling through your timeline, okay? You getting that dopamine drip, okay? Ooh, somebody liked something I said. Ooh, I'm pissed off about something somebody else said. But the whole time you're on there, you click on and watch a video, what happens? Bam, in your face, an ad about something you want. You see what I'm saying? This is a real thing, all right? And these people are not playing. They're not joking. They want your money, and 98% of us give it to them. You know? This is what I'm saying. But the people who come here from Iran or Bangladesh or, you know, some country somewhere else who comes here, they come here already with a goal. My goal is to own some shit. Okay? I can come here and make it. That's the word on the street. Excuse me, my nose is, right? You know? And then they bombard you with these pop-ups and these notifications. Hey, look at this thing, right? They say, oh, look what's happening. Justin Bieber wants to fight Tom Cruise, right? And then you click on it, and then there's an ad somewhere in and around your face. These things are not by accident. These things are by design. Okay? And what do? Ooh, I was just talking to my friend about getting some 511 pants. Okay? Now here's an ad for it. What am I going to do? Boop, I'm going to click on it. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. I'd rather just go and give them the $10 a month and not see no ads. Because I just want to watch what I want to watch. I don't care what you're selling. You see what I'm getting at? These supercomputers are... Think about how powerful a computer has to be to put together a certain amount of words and things in an algorithm. And when you say these things, it puts together a certain level of products and services around your area. Okay, that's how deep this juju rabbit hole goes. Okay, now not only do you see an ad for something that you want, they send you an ad for something that you want, and it's in your area right now, and it's for sale, and here's 10% off. It's in your email. Okay? Everything. Get away from the thought processes that we have been exposed to. Because once you understand these things, then you realize the bullshit when you see it. You know the BS when you see it. That's all I'm saying. Let's see what's going on in chat. If y'all want to know the truth for real, go listen to Grand Deception and Hidden Agenda by K. Reno. You know, but yeah, that's just what it is. So you gotta understand these things. You know, these things are the things that make or break a life. And it's sad to say it, but you can have one mind state and be a lifelong worker and end up somebody's retirement home, or you can have a different mind state and be a lifelong business owner and die with a bunch of stuff to your name after, and you can pass it on to your family. But after you die, nobody else is getting your pension. You see what I'm saying? Well, maybe in some cases, but for the most part, once you go, it's a wrap. Folks are on their own. You know? And this is what I'm saying. People need to hear this, because somebody somewhere right now is watching this video and a commercial just popped up in your face and you just clicked on it. Because they know you. They know what you want. They know where you are. They know what you like. They know what you don't like. You know how you know? They know because you hit like. Period. Okay? And based on a certain amount of likes and words you put in comments and things like that, they have this juju computer system that's like alive, and it tells people in the ad department to send this ad to so-and-so if it doesn't do it all by itself with this new quantum computing thing they got going on right now in the supercomputers. But that's a whole nother story. Okay? This is what I'm saying. We have to unlearn this consumerism BS and stop buying all these shiny rocks and start buying things that appreciate in value. That's why I thoroughly recommend looking into crypto, because it's a brand new asset class. The store that's going to be selling it on a grand scale ain't open yet. Okay? The industrial investors, institutional investors are just now getting into the game, and the people who are going to write the rules for it hasn't even finished writing the first draft yet. This is a brand new asset class of depreciating, deflationary assets. Okay, in other words, the less there is, the more it's worth. Simple supply and demand, and there's a finite amount of Bitcoin that's going to be made, and all the stuff, but I don't want to get into that. If you know me, then you know all the spiel, right? Get on Coinbase and check it out. All right, get on Robinhood. Don't go to Binance because they're doing away with the U.S. customer, but they're having another thing popping off. But anyway, I just said I wasn't going to get into that, and then I got into it. I'm working on it, okay? I'm trying to stay focused. What else do they do that we don't do that we should be doing, okay? They save their money and they reinvest. They start a business and they don't just go buy BS, which is pretty much on the same premise, but the main thing that a lot of successful business owners do, they reinvest in their business, okay? If you're out here trucking and you really into this kind of shit, then if you're making some money, put some money away, all right? That 10%, do not give it to a church, okay? Don't be that guy, all right? Because that's just stupid, okay? If somebody on the TV has a cross behind them and they're telling you to sow a seed and all this other bullshit, don't fall for it, okay? Jesus don't need your money, okay? Period. I'm just gonna let that hang in the air for a minute. We have been brainwashed with these religions, with this consumerism, with this, the implement of the advantage taking. They're taking advantage of the fact that our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. You see what I'm saying? Talk to my kids and they have the attention span of a fucking fruit fly. You know what I mean? You're talking to them, so what's going on in school? Well, you know, I'm a squirrel. You see them getting that? Like, it's a thing. I know am I crazy? Am I the only one who noticed this? This is happening. And what happens is they pull out these little juju boxes, okay, that'll show you anything, and it eats up all your attention. But you have no excuse to be broke nowadays. Because you know why? Because people made it back in the 70s and the 80s, and they didn't have all these things. You understand what people would do with one of these in 1984? If they had some kind of secret infrastructure for that to work, man, this stuff was in cartoons. Remember that? Who remember? I'm gonna show my age. Who remember Inspector Gadget? Inspector Gadget. Shorty Rock had a book. She called it a power book, right? Now they called it MacBook. Okay, it was just it was a cartoon. You see what I'm saying? It was science fiction. These things are here now, okay? This is what's going on. Take advantage of the technological advances that have been put into place to eat up your time. But if you use one of these in the right way, okay, this is an iPad, by the way. It's an iPad Pro. That's just for Trucker Brown because he hates it when I say, iPad Pro. Yeah, it's an iPad Pro, okay? Use this to find the information, to download the books, to listen to the videos of people who have made it. Because ain't no need, if you're trying to make money, ain't no need to look at somebody broke. Period. I'm sorry. How can somebody without no teeth tell me about oral hygiene? Like, this is, you know, the thing. Unless, of course, well, maybe I guess they could, because lack of oral hygiene probably is the reason they lost all their teeth. And then there's, of course, meth. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Okay? The point I'm trying to make is this. There is too much information out here for you to be in a mind state of disparity about how can I make money, okay? Period. There's too many different ways. There's Amazon FBA, there's YouTube, there's many other ways that you can just use your personality or your know-how to get this bread out here. You can make music, okay? Hell, Justin Bieber was discovered right here on YouTube. If you're playing an instrument, play it on YouTube. If you know how to teach an instrument, teach it on YouTube. These things generate income through what they call AdSense. You see what I'm saying? And ClickFunnels, okay? The point I'm trying to make is that there's no need in 2018, 2019, going into 2020 for someone to be sitting around broke and have one of these in their hand. Okay? Do you understand that the computing power of this iPad or your cell phone outdid the supercomputers of the days of old? Okay? They didn't even have these when NASA supposedly went to the moon, which I don't believe happened, but that's a whole nother tinfoil hat video. Okay? But this is the point I'm trying to make, okay? The resources are out there. Stop looking at Beyonce and start reading books and getting books on Audible on how to make some money, because at the end of the day, if you're listening to this video, and I don't even got that many subscribers, so if you're listening to this video, 9 times out of 10, you're not a millionaire. If you also made it this far in this video, you want to be one. I do. I'm not a millionaire. I want to be one. You know? I want to have something. You know? Michael said I got $100. Hey, $100 is a good damn start. You know? Open up an Amazon store, take that $100, go buy things on sale. Okay? Listen, take that $100, go buy things on sale. Okay? Do your juju thing with the signing up for the Amazon FBA action. All right? The arbitrary, I think it's called arbitration or whatever it is, where you just buy things, put it in a box, send it to Amazon, they do the rest. That's why when you look on these Amazon places, it says 2 left, 3 left, because that's the amount that's left of how many they sent to Amazon. Amazon doesn't even have a product. Amazon just connects products to buyers. That's it. You see what I'm saying? If I wanted to buy something, if I wanted to sell something on Amazon, I got $100. Here's what I'm gonna do, okay? I'm gonna go find things that are on sale in my area. Guess what? They're not on sale everywhere. They're just on sale at that store because they got too many of them or whatever. They're coming out with some new shit, right? But on Amazon, it's still the same price. So I buy me some doggone shampoo, right? It's on sale for $2 a bottle, but it's usually $10 a bottle, right? Roger that. I'm gonna buy a bunch of them. I'm gonna put it in a juju box, okay? I'm gonna send it. This is the abbreviated version of what FBA is, okay? As far as the arbitration and shit. I think it's called arbitration or whatever, right? But you put it in a juju box, right? You send it off to the Amazon warehouse, and then they'll fulfill FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. They'll send it off to people who paid you for it. They take their little juju cut, because obviously they got a hive of hobbits that scan each thing that you send, and boom. And now they put it in a box somewhere, and some robot comes out of the juju sky and pulls your shit out every time somebody clicks on something, and boom. You see what I'm saying? This is the mind state of the immigrant who just wants to come here and sell things low, and buy things low and sell things high. These things, arbitrage, that's what it's called. Okay? These things are simple ways that you can put a couple extra dollars in your pocket. Okay? There's a few other fucking juju things that go along with it, but this is what I'm saying. You know? Yeah, what did he say? He says, no drop shipping, you don't have to touch anything, instant money. Okay? Then you move on to the next level of it, to where you're getting in touch with the manufacturers overseas, whether it's China, Indonesia, wherever, right? Where they're making shit cheap. You buy 100, 500 of something, and then you have them send it to Amazon. They put your little private label on there, and now this is your product. You can have a product, okay? Let's say you want a spaghetti strainers, okay? Guess what? You can have a spaghetti strainer with your name on the packaging and all the shit, and it's private label. That's what the private label part is your name on it. You see what I'm saying? There are too many hustles out here, okay? Get out of the mind state of buying things that depreciate in value, okay? And get into the mindset of buying things and then either selling them or keeping them until they raise their value, because the brainwashing of the United States says work hard, get a paycheck, and buy stuff. You don't need to buy stuff like that, okay? Because a lot of us have miscellaneous bullshit around our house that we don't even need. We needed it at the time, and now we don't need it anymore. Or we wanted it, and we don't need it anymore. This is Shooter Brown. I just wanted to bring you guys a quick message. By quick message, I mean, it's kind of in quotations because I've been on here for an hour and 5 minutes. But the point I'm trying to make is this, okay? Think about these things I said today in this video, and understand how you can change your mind state and not fall for the bullshit. Follow me on Instagram, share this video, send it to somebody who wants to knee deep in the regime brainwashing, and try to open someone's eyes to a different thought process, okay? And if you know somebody, introduce them to what Bitcoin is, because I'm telling you right now, this paradigm shift that's happening, okay, the people who could benefit from this the most are not paying attention to it, okay? And before it gets $40,000 a coin by, I'm not making up price predictions, but I feel like if I don't see a $40,000 Bitcoin by the end of this year, it'll really surprise me. Okay, and right now it's like $9 grand, and you don't have to buy a whole one. Okay, this is what I'm saying. There are things out here that you can put your money into, big amount of money, little amount of money, that can turn a profit. This is the difference between what we are taught and what people come here from other places to do. This is Shooter Brown. Like this video, subscribe to this video, follow me on Instagram at Shooter Brown, and yeah, that's just what it is. If you want to know more about business and everything like that, there's a couple of people I know of. I haven't met personally, but I would suggest watching Edine Cole, or Just Ask Andy, or someone like that who really knows the juju numbers. LaShawn knows a lot about trucking numbers. Trucking at LaShawn Parks, he knows a lot about the trucking numbers. Okay, don't ask me to do no math, because trust me, you don't want no kind of problems looking at me scratching my head. Okay, that's just what it is.